Well, you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell
yeah.
Ready, dope.
All right, let's do it.
This is the 50,000-watt voice of the numbers guys in the Motor City.
And now, live from Studio 8B, it's time to BS with the guys.
Oh, now it's going to echo. Let's see. Can everybody hear us now? Can you hear us now? I bet you can. My wife's still calling me. It's beeping. Aunt Debbie?
Beeping because I'm beeping.
Casey's channel? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? And a hush filled the room.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Can
Hush,
you
y'all.
hear us?
Wow. Rich isn't here to do the mic test before the show, I guess. That could be what it is.
Check one.
Check. Mic check. There you are. Yep. Hey, Aunt Debbie saves the day. Thanks, Aunt Debbie.
Yes.
Weird. It's always something. It is always something, you know?
Yeah, this technology things.
Yeah.
We need some.
I said a bunch of stuff
Some
about, Casey's channel says, now I can hear you. Well, thank you guys for alerting me to that. Actually, visually, I could see that you couldn't hear us, but now it has been confirmed. Yeah, visual approach. That's the pilot in me.
Well, it's great to be back.
It is great to be back. Should I introduce you guys now? I said a bunch of stuff. You know what I said? I said, hey, listen, if you want to, if we could provide you guys any sort of value tonight, maybe it's a hot betting tip. Maybe it's a hot Carl is what I said. I think. Let me replay the classic comedy.
That was worth a repeat.
That was worth a repeat.
Are you just reading that? Or
No, that's not what this says, believe it or not. This is an outline of the phone numbers for the most part, because that's what's really difficult. You can text us during the show, by the way. That number is TNG Live 007, also known as 864-548-3007. And listen, if you want to talk to us, you're talking to me, you want to talk to us, that number, 717-TNG-TALK, also known as 717-864-8255. We're going to open the phone lines a little bit later on in the show. So if you do decide to call in now, just know that you're going to wait a few. We have to drink some beers first. So, all right. Then I also said about providing value. Did I say that again? No, go ahead. Why don't one of you guys do that?
Anthony?
What?
I don't know either.
We provide any value at all to you guys.
heard that
Sports-wise, a good beer tip. I think we're going to have a beer or two to try out at home. So give us that big thumbs up. Looks like this.
Big thumbs up.
And a subscribe, because you get notified every time we pop out some new content out there, you know?
Yeah.
Keep the flow going.
Got to keep the flow. We're going big.
DW loves the Flow Max, and so we got to keep that flowing.
Do you have a Flowmax?
Yeah.
I had a 5-day prescription.
I had a Flow B. Actually, that's how my hair looks so
That's
nice.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
DuckTales. Ooh.
Woo-woo.
And our showers, thanks to Donald Trump, are flowing better because the lifted the restrictions on the water pressure on showers. So.
I did not know that.
I missed that today.
He had a comment today in the White House that it's good for his luscious hair to have water flowing. So,
Hey, make water great again. That's what I say.
That's what he did say. Make
Did
showers.
he say it?
Made showers.
Make showers great again?
Yeah,
All
showers
right.
great again.
That's good. Hey, by the way, Big D, the Big D is in the chat. He wants to know, D-Dub, how you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. Are you feeling better, my friend?
And we'll wait for
I
a
can't hear him.
response.
It's not. I can't hear.
Hey, Big D, why don't you call in the show a little bit later on tonight? We'll would love to hear from you. Okay, so now with me, boy, I'm so out of rhythm now.
Yeah, you're all jacked up.
I am.
Yeah, who are we?
To my right for the entire hour. You don't normally what I say. To my right, your left.
Your
you
left
guys
at
have
home.
already saw him. One of my best friends. You got my boy D-Dub.
Hey, how you guys doing out there?
You talking to me?
Is this the final Thursday of tax season?
You know, I'm a little bit I'm a little fried as well, Jimmy.
Are you mentally unstable right now?
Define.
You don't go. Do accountants go like postal right at near the tax season?
They go accountal.
I got a few clients that you're kind of.
Are you pushing?
Do
they push buttons a little bit?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
guys, they think I'm gonna make up their expenses for them or something.
They have a lot of detailed clients.
Details, not enough. I got this one rental.
Summer rental, like the
It's
movie.
got a lot of
Great movie.
It's got a lot of detail on it.
Yeah.
Do people do their job on the most part, would you say?
Generally
wondering.
speaking.
Do you catch a lot of mistakes in people's details?
I mean, they get it to me on the Thursday before the deadline, so it's like, then it's a priority.
So,
Then it's a priority.
if anybody wants to call in and get a K1 done in the next couple of days, can you knock it out real quick?
You ever
for me?
had anybody call you and say, can you get a tax return done if they haven't given you the information yet?
It's something. I think you could guesstimate some industries,
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to have you here. I didn't know if you'd make it. I know Rich, it was too much for him.
Rich
Too much
tapped-
stress
Rich
for
tapped
us.
out.
Got a
He
lot
tapped
going
out.
on.
Yeah, too much stress.
Yeah. He
Couldn't
tapped out.
do it. I think he is the most truant numbers guy as of this absence. Would you say? Is that fair?
Yes, I would say yes. And I would say you're probably the least truant.
Definitely the least truant.
Our show. we don't really have a show if JT's
It's
not.
harder
Yeah,
to do it.
he's made it that way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I created this. Yeah, just
created a
because I never
monster
wanted to
that-
be the most truant numbers
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
So
And now it's impossible for me to do so. Well, it's
Last
good.
time he took a show off, he said 2 of his cameras were broke.
yeah, it was.
Then
No.
meanwhile, I was making something in my basement.
In Italy, they say no funczione when JT's not there. So.
That's right. Well, next to you, let's not prolong this any longer than it needs to be. Good friend, one of my best friends, is right up there with Daryl. I don't know, it's hard. I put you
Am I
guys
in your
between
first
one or
circle?
two.
On your state.
It changes. It changes daily. Sometimes it's Tone, sometimes it's D.
I want to be in ring one,
So
the inner circle.
you're definitely in the first ring.
Okay, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, it's
good enough for
everybody's boy Tones. What's
Yeah.
happening?
Good evening, everybody. Yeah, we got Stones going on here. So where are we looking at, D-Dub? What's our seating here?
5, I think we're gonna be locked into
Yeah.
that, right, JT?
No, negative. No, we're locked into the 6th seed right now. The Pistons are.
Yeah, and
That's
my,
what I said. 6.
Yeah.
My beloved Wings basically blew their last wad in Montreal 2 nights ago.
Pretty much over,
and
right?
they're basically done. So I'm gonna hook on the Stones bandwagon a little bit here and see what happens.
I believe the Wings are also on, but I
but-
figured screw it.
They have a 0.5% chance of making the plailbeit now. So I would
It's
stick
more
to-
than just winning out. They need a combination of everybody else losing.
They would need to make the Tigers run, and albeit much shorter, statistically about the same, but there's not enough ground.
So what you're saying is JT's got a bunch of tickets for plus 500.
Yeah, I'm kind of going on the Wings. Yeah,
I just bought yesterday.
take an
Bought
off
in.
chance that they pull a miracle here. So
Yeah, I don't think do they control their own destiny? I
No.
don't think so.
now,
No,
even if they
Canadians
win
gotta
out,
lose.
they still need help from Montreal losing. So they're basically done. So
Yeah, that's sad. 9
is
years
sad.
in a row now, I think.
I had my hopes up a couple months ago. I thought we were rolling, but couldn't keep the Big Mo going. So
Also, the Blue Jackets pretty much eliminated now as well.
yes,
So.
that you were betting on, and I thought they had a pretty good shot when you were betting on them. I thought that was a solid take.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But yeah, I'll enjoy some Stones. You know, I'll hop in and watch some playoff games coming up here.
Yeah, they've been exciting to watch. I think they have a real chance. Now, of course, they're playing the New York Knickerbockers right now, and they are down. So it's most likely going to be the Knicks Pistons first series with the Knicks with home court.
How do you like that handicap there, D-Dub, for the first round?
I think that just tonight's game, I think the Pistons were 3.5-point favorites.
Okay.
Did you see that?
I did not. No.
Yeah, so somebody knew something. It's like the Knicks have nothing to play for, but here we are, down 6 in the.
How much does
middle
home
of-
court make in basketball? Is it like football, like 3 points?
I don't have the number for that. Jimmy probably does.
Is it a
No, I
set?
don't. I'm not a big NBA
Is it a
guy.
set swing for home court, or they look at?
I imagine Madison
stuff.
Square Garden, that's like one of the big meccas.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an advantage for the Knicks or not. That would be a good question. Like
Okay.
something like that is a
Is football
sort of
like an automatic field goal? Is that
no,
No,
not anymore. In
not
fact,
anymore?
it's becoming less and less.
prevalent of an advantage?
I heard legendary gambler Ellen Boston talk about college basketball was his expertise, and he was saying as the years go on, kids are playing more AAU basketball where they're traveling across the country.
So
on a
they're
regular-
used to not being on home court.
Yeah,
right?
they're used to that crap. So
They
he
could
said
tune
it's-
out the noise, as they say.
Yeah, he said it used to be worth like 4.5 points.
Wow.
In home court advantage in most situations, and now it's 1.5, maybe 2, depending. Everything's dependent on what's going on.
Yeah, I guess
but
you got to look at each individual team, how much better they do at home than away, right? We got to factor in a lot of stuff, probably.
sure
Yeah, that's correct.
the home court advantage at the University of Kansas, I hear, is extraordinary
For the
in terms of the loudness and whatnot, the crazy.
for basketball, Jayhawks basketball. you're talking
Yeah,
about? Yeah.
I heard Todd Wishnev say that he went to a game one time.
Okay.
And you can see why they're so good at home, because it's deafening and
Deafening.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, before we get into libation, let me just read down some of the chat here that I read down once before. But let's see. Oh, it's mainly people saying we can't hear us. So, never mind. But I'll give a quick shout out to Aunt Debbie. Quick shout out to my beautiful wife. Big D said, D-Dub, how you feeling? He said, absolutely not, in response to your response to his question,
I
to his
believe
query.
I asked him, is he feeling better?
Yes, absolutely not.
Oh, that's not good. That's been almost a full week.
Yeah.
I think it was last Friday. No, it was last Saturday. So 5 full days.
Of sickness?
And he doesn't feel any better.
Wow.
According to that text or message or whatever you want to
I
call
would say get a 6th COVID booster to help out.
Did he have COVID? Do we know?
It kind of sounded like COVID from what I've heard about his illness, but there's a new thing going around, I think, too, isn't there? Like a new fake virus?
A new fake virus.
Yeah.
He doesn't have measles, does he?
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah.
Mumps or rubella?
Rubella.
No, I think he had the MVR. He said he's been running a fever since Saturday.
Oh, that was when he
my
was
boy.
here last when I saw him. That's why he's asking me if I'm feeling.
That's right.
That's a long
damn.
time for
I told him-
a fever.
That
like
is.
5
Yeah.
days for a fever.
He
is a long
asked
time.
if he wanted if we wanted him to vacuum our office, and I said no chance. And I took your garbage and my garbage and I threw it at him.
How did Vinny balance the books with him being sick?
Yeah, weird month.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Big D says they think it's strep. Now, I'll tell you, they can do a test, Dom, which I know you had, that will tell you absolutely if it's
I don't like that
strep
test.
or not.
I don't like
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah.
Now, I'm throwing up on you. You shove a cotton swab up my throat, I'm throwing up all
Yeah.
over your face.
Now, see, what you can
what's
do, you can go to Queens like Rich, and you can become conditioned to something like that.
Yeah.
But,
He's used to stuff in his mouth.
yeah. Speaking of Rich, what is he sick? Is that where he's at? Doesn't feel well?
Rich
or?
has a big deadline coming up.
Oh,
on
he's got a case
Tuesday.
of big deadline.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay. Well, hey, maybe he'll be back. Aunt Debbie says, hey, Casey did get a little of her beautifulness from me. She did. Probably, what would that be? 2, there's 3 kids.
I think it's a bigger percentage than Pocahontas is Indian, probably.
I would say it's 100% a bigger percentage.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'll give that to you. Aunt Debbie is a beautiful lady. She's a beautiful lady. So, hopefully next time she's in town. Did I say, were we able to, people able to hear us?
Is she
No.
coming? Is she coming?
Maybe when Dom gets married someday. But he's gotta you got to get better first, Dom. You can't get married.
Yeah.
Right now. Not with the fever.
For sure. All right, let's have a beer.
She headed for Texas and she didn't look back.
Didn't look back. That's got to be in a song.
What if we come to Aunt Debbie instead and go to Texas?
Does she have a local saloon that she could put us up in?
That's why I know.
I
Is
think they
there,
have like salute, like the old school ones
Yeah.
with the hotels slash.
is there any good steak places down there? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like Kansas City. You got to get a steak when you're in Dallas. You know.
By the way, Aunt Debbie. And my wife says absolutely with some like a retarded looking heart face thing. I don't know what that is.
buddy.
But Mrs. Midwest will be on the show next week, as well as fiance realtor Lauren.
No.
Oh, is that,
How do you say
is that
it?
confirmed?
I think so. I think,
Okay.
well, it's not confirmed, but she was pretty positive about being on.
Sounded like, yeah. And she probably wants to spend time with Richie after he's been absent-minded for 3 months.
Absent-minded.
He's been an absent fiance, you know? What's the good of a ring when you're not even around? You know, what's the
That's a
point?
good point. That's a good point. By the way, Aunt Debbie says, "Oh yeah, I know them all. She's been to all of the steakhouses actually.
Whereabouts is she at again?
Near Dallas,
Near Dulles.
right? Aunt Debbie, not Waco,
I want to go to
Waco?
that.
Waco?
I want to go to that Austin.
Austin city limits. Yeah, those are kind of your kind of people down there. Mm-hmm. Very musical. Yeah. All right, let's have a beer before we extend this more than it needs to
Tasty
go.
beers or fine bourbons for our face holes to try. It's libation exploration with the numbers guys.
And we are back in Studio 8B. Tonight's libation. We got 2 of them. We're going to do 2 of them. Let me
What are we starting
hold
with
on a
first?
second here.
Okay.
I got a little bit going on. The first libation is courtesy of Tones. Actually, courtesy of Mrs.
Mrs. Tones, found it at Aldi, of all places.
Oh, she found this at Aldi?
I'm not a frequent Aldi shopper, but I heard you get some essentials there, including some random beer.
Oh, we're gonna be booted.
Oh, yeah, we are.
One of the best movie songs of all time. One of the top movie
train.
songs.
So what's it called, Tones?
This is, as Huey would say, The Power of Love.
The Power of Love, baby.
And we didn't have cash, so you do need a credit card to buy this beer. So, but one of my, I guess my favorite trilogy of all time, Back to the Future. It's got the DeLorean on there. So I'm going to give it like plus 2 points to start before I even taste this. Because my kids, my wife and I, this is I don't know how many Saturdays we spent over the last 5 years where we watch all 3 Back to the Futures.
Okay.
And they're all big fans, and they all sit down and watch it. And you throw DeLorean, you throw Power of Love on there. It's got to be good, and it's a Michigan brew, shorts. I mean, plus. This probably could taste like dog shit, and I'm still going to give it a 4+.
That's true. But I tell you what, there was one big negative here. One huge negative, actually.
What's the negative? There's no negative.
Negative 3.1 ABV.
It's a little light.
3.1.
3.1.
We might as well be drinking Fanta.
It is probably going to be like I don't think I've had this before. And I'm gonna check it in the chat.
Bursting with flavor.
Is it bursting?
Got a lot
Bursting.
of fruitiness.
A lot of
to it.
fruitiness.
A lot of fruitiness.
Aunt Debbie says the thumbs up won't work. That is not my fault, unfortunately. That might be a YouTube issue. We got Stu Mick. I like that. He must be an Irish fellow like me, half Irish. The Power of Choke. Rory McIlroy and the Azaleas. The Masters reference there. Rory I don't know what happened to Rory today. I'd like to know. And Aunt Debbie said you guys are the best with a big thumbs up. No, you're the best, Aunt Debbie. We'll give you a thumbs up. And your thumbs up don't work. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, let's try this. Oh, it's pink, Tones. Mm-hmm. It's pink.
Just like the color of the can.
I thought you were going to say something very bad, DW Justin.
Let me see if I can find this. It doesn't look as pink on the camera,
It looks
but it's pinkish.
Doesn't
does
that
that
look
look
the
like?
color of the can?
Pink.
It looks like a Shirley Temple.
Yes, it
Right?
did.
Ish.
Right.
They had a shout out. Can I give a shout out already?
Oh, I don't give a shit what you do.
Shout out to my my daughter. I can't remember what her name is again. We'll just
Crack.
we'll call her
Crack
Elaine.
something.
We'll call her Crack Elaine. We went to Daddy Daughter the other day, last week.
Yeah. How did it work out?
It was okay. It was a good time. Great. It was grand. They had Shirley Temples there for the gals and boys.
Sure.
No, just gals, I guess.
It's a gender neutral drink. Shirley Temple.
But they didn't have the. Isn't it supposed to be 7-Up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like 7-Up and grenadine?
grenadine.
Pretty much, right? Yeah.
It was
Throw a little cherry in there.
cherry.
Get this. It was grenadine
And vodka?
and soda.
Oh, what the
horrible.
hell?
Then every
With
one of them
soda,
would take a drink and then be like,
That's disgusting.
where
It's
they
gonna
try
be
to
bitter
turn
as
off
fuck.
all use to drinking
I
Shirley
think.
Temples.
Right. Yeah.
Now, 7-Up does make a Shirley Temple mix in a can, and my kids have tried it and they do like it. So
Shirley Temple?
it's a pre-mixed can, 7-Up Shirley Temple
From the
mix.
company Shirley Temple?
No, 7-Up.
7-Up does. Okay.
Yeah, 7-Up.
All right.
Yeah,
Thought
it's
you
actually
said-
pretty good. The kids like it. So
all kids of any age like Shirley Temples, that's for sure.
I like a Shirley Temple. I'm not going to lie.
it makes them feel
I'll drink
cool at
one.
a wedding. You know,
Yeah.
like they're special. They get a mixed drink.
Nothing like promoting alcohol abuse.
That's my 15-year-old son's drink of choice at the Hilltop when we go get a burger.
They
He
make
gets-
them there
He
for
gets
him?
wings, but I get a burger.
Yeah.
Wings in the temple.
Before we get into promoting the Hilltop Bar, here is what this is all about. It's a raspberry and rosemary ale blended with lemonade. So it's a shandy.
Yeah,
But it's not just a, like a summer shandy where it's
Shandy.
beer mixed with lemonade. It's a raspberry and rosemary or rosemary. How do you say that? Rosemary?
Yeah,
Okay.
not Rosemarie. She was a comedian from the 1950s.
I thought you were talking about Roseanne.
Roseanne.
Oh,
Barr?
she's good.
Yeah, she's one of the best.
Yeah.
All right, D-Dub. What do you think here?
This is a solid start with 3-1 and then go backward from there. Probably about a 2.3. Not enough there for me, Tones.
Again, I just too much sentimental surrounding everything here. I mean, Back to the Future to me is just such a. I loved it growing up as a kid. Still love it. Still love watching it with my kids. And I don't know, Power of Love, one of the best songs ever in a movie. So, I do like. I think this is a great summer beer coming up here. I wish it was a little warmer outside. But I think this is a great poolside beer. I'm going to go 4-3. 4-3.
To me, for that alcohol content, it's a little too sweet. It's going to be tough to finish it, knowing that it's only going to get me 3.1 sheets to the wind. That's a thing. You remember where you were? Did you go see the Back to the Future in the theater?
I think I actually did.
I did see.
I definitely did.
I think number 2.
You're a little younger than Jimmy.
Yeah, but I think number 2 I did see in the theater. Yeah.
I talked to my my buddy. I think he was probably like 6 at the time. What year did that come out? 85.
First one is 85. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was probably 6-ish, and my buddy and his mom were going, and I lived right across from the movie theater.
Okay.
Which
I know-
one?
you know
Which
where the-
theater?
Say again?
In New Baltimore?
Yeah, it was called. It was the Chesterfield Mall, and I don't know if I remember the name of the cinema now. But anyhow, I think I talked them into letting me tag along as a 6-year-old.
Really?
I saw one of the legendary Tones' all-time favorite.
No, it's one of my all-time favorites too. I
You can
love
watch-
it. It's a great movie.
You can watch the trilogy over and over again, and to me, it's like one of those things. I
Yeah.
can watch like Christmas Vacation a million times. I can watch Back to the Future a million times, and it's just so well done. A lot of hidden connections and stuff. They did
First
a great
one's your
job.
favorite?
I think number 2. I would say number 2 is my favorite. Yeah.
No, 2's a good one too. The third one was
That's
probably
2
not the best.
Because 2 kind of revisits 1. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
I like 2. And then going into the future, I think is pretty cool, especially when you're younger, like going
Hoverboards.
Yeah, hoverboard.
Yeah, that was
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
Mrs. Midwest asked me something the other day. We were driving somewhere, and she said, if you could go and see any movie in the theater again, like right now, any movie you wanted to go see in the theater,
In the theater.
what movie would that be?
That's a good
And
question.
hey, folks, chime in the chat. Let me know what yours would be.
That's a good question.
Yeah, what would it be? To me, it was Christmas Vacation was my answer.
I did do so Lakeside Mall a couple years ago. They were doing outdoor movies in the parking lot. We did go see Christmas Vacation like 2 years ago in December. That was pretty cool with the kids sitting in the back of the van watching it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, but
Did you see that one in the theater? First time around?
no. Nope. That one never
I
really
did.
came out. No.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
I don't think I did.
That's probably the hardest I ever laughed in the theater is when he's going down the hill on the
hang
on the circular. But the second time I saw it, at home with my parents, it was not even funny.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like he's making like you're not seeing it coming, and then he's all of a sudden he's like turning into a skeleton and stuff, right?
Right. Sure.
And yeah, the second time, like it's coming, and it was not as good. I like that movie, but I really don't think it's one of the top Christmas movies.
It's top 5.
I don't even think it's in the top 5 for me.
Yeah, I think you're wrong.
Is it Christmas in July yet?
No, maybe we should
talk?
not skip the Christmas movie thing, but yeah, that would have been mine. Christmas Vacation. Those would have been kids. Uplifting.
Kids, that was a pretty uplifting movie. Sure.
Yeah, you like that one. Maybe
That's pretty
Do the
good.
Right Thing. How many you take?
I don't know that I've ever seen Do the Right Thing.
Oh, it's a classic. It's a good movie. Spike Lee joint. You know, I love my Spike Lee joints.
On that same topic, though, I think it's a great topic by Casey. But I guess I would tweak it and I would say, what is the movie you saw in the theater that is sort of like blows people away that you maybe saw it? I got 2 right off the top of my head,
Okay.
but like, something that like people saw maybe at home. Somebody gave them the VHS or something. You're like, something that became like, for example, one I didn't see in the theater that is sort of an iconic movie is that Idiocracy.
I never saw it, period.
Oh, damn it.
So I would say a movie like war movies and stuff, like getting the whole visual nice war.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like Gladiator is one of my favorite movies.
I saw that in the theater, sure.
Yeah, I saw that originally, and still today's one of my. I think Braveheart, cool to see in a theater.
The big epic
Yeah,
and special effects and stuff
yeah,
like
just
that.
something seeing like a big war scene.
That's
saw
a
it-
really good point,
Yeah,
Tons.
But
so,
in regards to what I was saying,
Yeah, back,
movies
back
that
to you, D-Dub.
movies
Love it.
that you people wouldn't believe you saw. I saw Office
Space. I knew
Oh,
that
you
was
saw
going to
it in
be
the
your,
theater?
I knew that
I
was
think
gonna
we
be your
talked about
answer.
that in
Yeah,
episode
we've talked about
45.
that. Yeah.
But I also saw. You guys ever see the movie Memento?
yes,
Love that movie.
Angie,
love it.
It's a mind fuck.
Angie and I saw that in the theater. I don't know anybody else that has seen
No.
that in the theater.
No, I've never seen
I
it.
watched
in
it
the theater.
shortly after when it came out. but,
Yeah, it kind of became one of those movies that was cult.
I think not too many people talked about it in the theater, but then it
Yeah.
gained traction after.
The
Or
guy-
like Napoleon Dynamite, that kind of like didn't do much in the theater, right? But gained a lot of traction afterwards. But
interesting.
Now, Memento is one of my favorite movies of all time.
But
Love
in
that movie.
The Celebration Cinema in the year 2001.
Okay,
That's in Lansing Township, probably.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that was like pretty wild.
Yeah, that's an awesome one. Also, I always say this, but Nick of Time. Does anybody? You guys ever seen Nick of Time with Christopher Walken and Johnny Depp?
No.
no,
God, that's a good movie.
You saw it in the theater?
No, I didn't. I saw E.T. in the theater though.
that's
I
a
saw
good
that
one
in the
to see in
theater.
Yeah, I saw Saving Private Ryan. Me and College Football
That's a
Joe
good-
saw that in the theater.
That's a good action movie in the theater.
That was a great movie in the theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was also the biggest movie of the year, so I'm sure you maybe did see it.
Well, considering I see one movie every 10 years, I get in the theater. I guess that would have been the one
now
to
that I
see.
got kids, I just went to see the Minecraft. With some weird things going on now, where there's Jack Black says something. I don't know if you saw these videos, like it's kind of like a plan thing. He says this one thing, and then all the kids start to get up and they throw popcorn everywhere in the theater. So there's all these like videos of going viral where he says this one word and they all throw popcorn at the same time.
I'm sure the
Everybody-
custodial
yeah.
staff loves that.
I'm sure the theaters are thrilled
This
about
generation
that.
is gonna kill the older generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
These kids
Thanks a lot, Jack.
milk.
Thanks a lot, Jack Black.
We got some middle-aged bitterness here.
Yeah.
By the way, we have a uniform rating for beer or other booze scale. That's your boobs. I'm driving across town for this shit is a 5, 4. You're gonna buy it with no hesitation. 3, I wouldn't kick it out of bed. You're gonna choke it down for a show, for this show, so you don't look like a bitch. Is 2, hard pass, nastier than Flint's water. I think, Tone, did you actually grade this or
I did give it a 4.3.
give it a 4-3? This tastes like 7-Up, and it's sweet.
Too sweet.
It's too sweet for me. It honestly is. It's too sweet for me. I'm sorry, Toads. I love the movie. I love the concept.
Where you
So
stand?
the question is, could you drink this and eat some popcorn and watch Back to the Future? Can you do it? Would the popcorn kind of zap some of the sweetness to make it more
That's not
tolerable?
the right combination for me, personally. It doesn't mean you're wrong. But
You know, and I drink Diet Pop on top of this. Tastes like I'm drinking this like regular 7-Up.
Yes.
So when I have a soda, as our outside of Michigan viewers might say,
Soda
I'm
pop.
drinking Diet. This one just it's too much for me. But you know what? Luckily, maybe I'll save my own day here. It's not my turn to buy, but I went to the local party store, Buscemi's, today.
Oh yeah.
I'm that type of
Did you
guy.
grab a slice while you're there?
I thought about it.
Which one?
None
Which
of
one
my
did you go to? The one on Garfield?
Yeah. So this is a little something. I've had this
Rochester
before.
Mills.
It's from Rochester Mills Brewery. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick.
I don't think
here.
we've tried have we had a Rochester Mills?
I think we had one of the
Chocolate or
stouts. Yeah, we had a stout from them. This one,
Citra
can't find it on the
Mosaic.
website, but it is Juice Bigelow Hop Gigolo. Speaking of movies, Juice Bigelow.
Yeah.
Hop Gigolo. 6% ABV. The juice is loose. New England style IPA, which we all love on this show. And let's see. Citra and Mosaic hops. I think Tones is going to like it. Let's see what we think on this one. Everybody's gonna smell
The
it.
aroma is very nice.
Should be juicy. I hear it's in the same neighborhood as M43 for a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I read.
Maybe Tones' Power of Love has gotten my taste buds all jacked up, but
Jiggity jacked.
I'm not tasting that.
No. Let's see.
Comes in.
I'm dripping shit on the electronics
think
here.
how
Probably
that-
shouldn't be doing that. But
That initial. I wasn't expecting the initial hit in your mouth.
Yeah, I think my palate might be a little screwed up right now, but what do you think, Jimmy? We always go first over here. Why don't you go first?
I
this
like
time?
it. It's not bad. It's got a maybe more of a grapefruit taste. Definitely more of a grapefruit taste than
Yeah.
M43 does.
And that it lingers.
Yeah, it's bitter
linger.
like that. You know,
Yeah.
grapefruit's bitter. I think it's good. I'm going to give it right off the top here. I'm going to give it a 4.2. I really like that. I'm going to give it a 4.3. 4.3. And by the way, Dom's in the chat. He says he wished he could have either saw Pulp Fiction
Oh yeah.
or Goodfellas. Born a little too late for either of those.
I agree with that. Goodfellas is one of my top 5-7 movies, and I would love to see that in the theater. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
absolutely.
great.
I agree with you, Dom, on that one.
I think Dale saw that one in the theater.
I was going to say I know I didn't. That probably Dale's era.
That was early '90s, right?
1990?
I was too young for
91?
I was too young for a gangster movie in '91. So
Right.
I saw Jackie Brown in the theater.
check it out.
Not quite Pulp Fiction, in my opinion.
Give this one a few sips.
You can't drink this quick though. I think this is a slow roll drink. You know what I'm saying? The flavor stays so long in your mouth, like you gotta pace yourself with this one.
It sort of reminds me a little bit of that bubblegum one that we had a couple weeks ago with Kevin. Wasn't Kevin here?
Yeah, I could see that. A little bit of a bubblegum flavor. The more I drink, can I change my score? Damn it. One sip, everybody
One
knows.
sip.
Yeah.
One sip. Yep. I'm gonna go. It's a little. I'm trying to. Good flavor just hangs around a little too much, and I don't know, bitter at the end. I'm trying to
You taste that mosaic?
Yeah,
Tones is Citra only. That's the way he rolls.
I'm gonna do a 3.7. I
Ooh.
think 2 of these is as much as my stomach could handle in a sitting. So 3.7. Not bad. Not bad. Not my favorite citrus IPA that we've tried, but it's doable.
I'm not sure if I said it, but Rochester, Michigan, Rochester Mills
Yeah.
Brewery. Yeah, Rochester, Michigan. Not too far from here.
It's pretty close.
It's just
an Uncle Rico throw from here.
It is. did you said you didn't see what's the movie I'm thinking of? What do you
Napoleon.
thank you. Yeah.
I didn't see that
Did not
till-
see that in the theater.
I definitely saw that one in the theater
You
for
did?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was bigger than you think. I think it did pretty good.
It did.
It was kind of promoted on like MTV at the time, if I remember correctly.
I saw the Blair Witch. Remember that phenomenon in the
Yep.
theater,
I saw.
and that was pretty
I saw
kind
that
of
too.
bizarre in the theater.
Did you guys see it in Royal Oak at the main art theater?
No, I saw it like a showcase cinema in Sterling Heights.
Gotcha. That was a crazy one. The hype around that movie might have been second to none. As far as a cult,
I think that was one of the first like online hyped movies, right? Internet based hype.
whatever
Like,
it was.
what'd you say?
Yeah,
Where people were like
Yeah.
throwing theories out, like stuff that get people hyped out. I think that was probably one of the first like that.
that was one of the ones where somebody went and bought tickets and they had to go there to get them. It was Royal Oak midnight movie.
So he actually go to get the tickets.
Yeah. Yep. And the guy was like, I don't want to buy the tickets if you're not going to pay me for it. And
Give me my $6, fucker.
hey, imagine going to the movies nowadays for $6.
Would be a bargain. What if they had not to get too much in the movies, but
Where's Caller
you
Joe?
know, it's funny. College Football Joe, he's a movie guy. I'm not a really big movie guy, in all honesty, but would it be cool if there was a theater where you could go see all these old movies,
Yes.
like Blair Witch,
Wow.
for like
Yes.
$10?
So I
and-
was just at where is it? MJR for the Minecraft movie, and they have a schedule where they'll throw in an old classic for a weekend, like say Dirty Dancing or other couple movies. They said here this weekend, May 10th through 15th, you could see this classic
that's
movie.
cool.
So they just
Yeah.
sporadically schedule them in throughout the year. So
Imagine theaters.
Yeah.
They show a movie like that like once a week.
okay,
They'll show but they won't show it like multiple times or any time. It's just one time. They'll show a movie like that a week.
Yeah, quite honestly, I'd rather spend. I'm getting a little smoked out over here. My cigar is going. I'd rather see Dirty Dancing and pay $15 for that than to see like Snow White and pay $15 for that. You know what I mean? I would rather see some of these older
pay me to
movies.
see Snow White.
Yeah, that's true. They have to
You'd
give me
have to
50.
pay me to see Dirty Dancing.
Oh, come on. You love Dirty
That's a
Dancing.
classic.
Yeah,
I've
Fruit Loops.
Had the time of my life. No,
You ever heard of the New Beverly Theater?
I haven't.
That's the one that Quentin Tarantino owns in Los Angeles, Hollywood, somewhere over there.
Okay.
And all he does is play old movies.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty cool.
now, I haven't gone in the theater, but MGR, they have a separate theater, just like one theater, but they have a screen on each side too, and a projector each on. So it's supposed to be more immersive. So it's like I think
like an IMAX
I think it's
sort
like
of
a
deal?
3 projection.
Gotcha.
And so like you got the peripheral vision around you too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know what they charge for it, and they only show whatever top movie is at that time. But I would be interested to check out a movie in that theater just to see what that
Yeah.
experience is like.
I think they got to do something. Because I'm not sure movies are what it used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people got bigger screens, 4K at home,
Right.
Better sound.
Are you talking about the movies itself or the
No, the
theater?
theater, like the theater experience. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
they've definitely adapted. Like they serve cocktails now a lot of
yeah.
places,
But I
right?
see in the 80s and 90s, you're watching a small TV at home,
Right,
Not
right.
sound effects, grainy.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a big difference going to the theater. Now I don't think you're getting that much upsell on going to a theater, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Good popcorn though. I do
I
like the popcorn.
love popcorn.
Do you like popcorn?
I love it.
I could pound
How about the song by Hot Butter?
Yeah, how's that go again?
I think that was the. Should I play it instead of just doing
Is
it?
it? Is
Is
it
that like
Tetris?
I think it was the Michigan Lottery song at
is
one
that like
point.
the chicken banana song? The same
Hold
thing.
on. I'll throw it on real quick while we're. We have nothing to really talk about.
where's
Actually,
college-
we have a lot to talk about tonight.
Where's college movie theater Joe?
Tonight is probably baseball practice for him and his son. Well, just for his son, but
I forgot the down in North Kakalaki they have a 3-hour time difference from us.
something like that.
They're still experiencing sun right now.
Let's see if this works here. Yeah. Let me get to the chorus if you want to call it a chorus. I love this
cool.
song. It's a great song.
I like that.
Yeah, I really do think that was the Michigan Lottery theme song at some point in time.
It's
Back in the Aggie Sutley days, possibly. Daryl Wood, maybe. No?
similar.
Oh man, anybody that's in Metro Detroit right now has got a smile on their face.
For sure. And everybody in California has no idea what the fuck we're talking about. So, did I give this a rating? D-Dub, did you give us a rating? Tones did. You did not.
3.7.
You did. Tones did. I did not. I'm gonna give it a boost for you, Jimmy, because I know you can review your score, and I'm gonna put it at a 3.6.
Not much of a boost, but
That's a boost. I was
that's
gonna give
a
it a
boost.
3.2.
all right. Boosted.
Boosted.
Actually, I think that's pretty good. One of my new favorite IPAs.
Really?
You know what it tastes like? If anybody had Deschutes, what's that one called? Their grapefruit IPA. I can't think of the name of it right now. Very similar to that, but higher ABV. This is 6%, I think.
Yeah.
And that one's only in the 5s. So
Pretty solid.
I don't. It's sort of meh for me. Meh.
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 Sort of meh.
Sort of meh. All right, lost all my papers.
What are we at? Trivia?
Calling the masters
That's
of
a trivia
facts,
song.
Oh, dear.
sultans of
That's a trivia
stats,
song?
The czars of knowledge that isn't learned in college. It's the Numbers Guys Trivia.
Well, Rich is buying the beer next week.
I almost thought I didn't have to do this today.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody loves trivia.
We'll just do it for fun.
We're going to do it for fun. Yeah,
Okay.
tonight's going to be just for fun.
No
Not to
pressure.
determine who's going to buy the beer
No
next
pressure.
week. By the way, speaking of beers, I almost forgot to do this. Good thing we're not getting paid for this shit. There's a certain place that we like here in Metro Detroit. When you're looking to go out and get a beer, maybe a burger. Anybody know what I'm talking about over there?
I know where I'd
Red.
go.
How you go to the Hilltop, probably
Rabbit?
in Shelby Township,
Absolutely.
sunny Shelby Township. Hey, listen, guys, at home right now, if you're hungry for another, no, you missed it.
No, you got 14 minutes.
Oh, is it okay? Okay, kitchen's
Yeah.
open for another 14 minutes. Get in the car right now and speed over to the Hilltop Bar. I'll tell you what, you want a good burger, a good drink, a good time? Go over there at 21 and a half in Van Dyke. See Darko, see Lisa, see Tia.
Ownership that cares.
Ownership that cares.
Desiree.
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 Now
Who am I
I was
missing?
I was there Friday night,
Okay.
Saturday night. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I was hammered drunk.
I thought, did you leave your credit card at the different place, though?
I don't want to talk about that. Somebody else might be listening.
Then,
I don't want them to hear that. story.
Darko didn't cut you off.
You're a hammer
Darko,
drunk.
I saw Darko. I'm sure of it, but I don't remember a gosh damn thing other than one of my favorite waitresses was working that night. Her name is Alicia, and I said her name. I said I know her. Her name is either Alicia
Alicia.
Okay.
or Alicia, and she said no, it's Alyssa.
Oh, it's Alyssa.
I had to
Well,
treat
we've
it.
been fucked. We fucked it up the whole time now.
So
Threw a lot of curveballs.
one of my favorites.
Okay.
I was giving her a hard time.
Well, you remember that though. You remember giving her a hard
Yeah.
time.
Hopefully you tipped her accordingly to make up for the
She
hard
always
time.
gives me a hard time,
Okay.
and so I
least
gave her. I
25%.
dished it back out.
Was she the one that said something about my man bag? Was
No, that's Desiree.
that's Desiree. What you were calling her Desire.
I called her Destiny.
Destiny. That's what it
Destiny's
was.
Child.
Destiny.
Whoops.
All right, folks. So, hey, listen, go to the Hilltop. It's cash only, so make sure you bring some cash. But great burgers, great drinks, great atmosphere. There should be a nice crowd there tonight. It's a Thursday night. Pretty good crowd for a Thursday.
You know, that one Thursday was,
record breaking.
yeah, we left a little early last time.
Yeah. We cashed out early. But tonight, we're going to be there till 2:20 a.m. until Darko kicks us out. So, anyway, fair prices. Place is really clean. If you want to if you got to take a piss, stop and take a piss somewhere, I'd recommend the Hilltop.
Now, do you have to buy something to use the bathroom?
It's only the right thing to do.
I would say get a beer if you're gonna go piss.
Yeah, real cool place. All right, so how about,
Fries are good.
yeah, great fries.
I don't usually like those kind of fries, but I like them there. They make them properly there.
They throw the dust on them.
The dust is what a lot of people come for. The dust.
The dust.
And while we're talking about burgers, I think Hilltop's going to be the first stop on the burger
toward
quest.
the burger?
Oh, it has to be. I mean, that's only the right thing to do. So that's going to be coming up in 2 weeks. So next week, Mrs. Midwest and future Mrs. Realtor Lauren. And then the following week should be burger stuff.
So how are we gonna work that?
We got to start getting some in the can, probably.
Yeah, we really do. We do.
I think we should, because the tax season ends. I don't know if anybody's aware. If you haven't filed your taxes yet,
Call Whittingham Tax
call
and
me. I
Accounting.
can set you up with an extension right away. But that being said, I think we should make a road trip back out to East Lansing like we did a couple of years ago. Remember that?
But not for a burger quest?
You ever been to Crunchies?
But do you think on average the burgers on East Lansing are better than the burgers around Metro Detroit? I think we could do that eventually for sure, but I think we got to start right here near home, no?
I'm just saying it might be a nice time to let off a little steam.
Yeah.
I'll be at Red Coat next Thursday.
Yeah.
No, that's on the list, right? Red
Oh,
Coat?
yeah, it's on the list.
Okay.
I've been amassing a list. So, by the way, folks in the chat, if there's a place that you would like to see the numbers guys go to,
Is the chat not working right now?
it's been a little quiet.
Are we going to Telway? Are we doing
Telway's on my list.
Telway's going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Telway's on the list. All right, let's do some trivia. Excuse me. A lot of gas in that beer. A lot of
Got enough
very carbonated.
gas to go back to Pittsburgh.
Actually, I think it might be the one that Tones brought. That has
Perfect. That's causing me to burp.
Yeah, I'm perfect. Who is the oldest player to win the Masters tournament? That's a very short question. Who is the oldest player to win the Masters tournament? And I'll give you my trademark clues. The oldest player was not Gary Player, but it was somebody else. The oldest player to win the Masters tournament. And we'll reveal that answer later on in the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's working. Big D says, I think D-Dub needs to go to Ann Arbor and try Frida Banditos. Also has a location
Like
in Detroit.
Frito Bandito, the guy on the Fritos bag?
It could be. It's Frida Banditos. Also location in Detroit. Hands down the best burger Big D's ever had.
So sliders count in the category? Or no? Is that...
Man, I don't
Sliders
think sliders
are weak,
count.
man.
No? You can't
I can't
just,
count a slider.
Okay.
Can you count a slider? Should we count a slider? I don't think so. If not, it'd be White Castle. I'd give White Castle the best burger in Metro.
How about, what's the other slider joint that's Savvy Burgers?
Savvy
Savvy
Sliders?
Savvy Sliders.
Yeah. I heard they're good. I haven't tried them myself, but I heard they're good.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to tasting one, but I just couldn't think I would rate that above anything.
You can't categorize it in the burger competition.
I don't like them as much.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a White Castle is pretty good, but it's
it's
not going to
pretty
be
great.
something that you're going to write a story about.
I would, but it's a different category because it's not really a burger in my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's its own thing. Yeah. All right. I got to do some talking here. There's a new formula in town.
Oh, geez.
A new formula in town. The Masters formula. And let me see if I can find this here.
Who's this created by?
This is created by Dave Tyndall. And this is, by the way, D-Dub brought this to my attention. He said, hey, we got a formula, another formula. We love
Thank
the formula. After we were so successful with the NCAA formula. So you can find Dave Tyndall on Dave Tyndall Golf on X. And this, basically the way this works is there is 10 categories, 10 trends that Dave has documented.
Geez, right now Richie's saying, oh, there was 5 before on the last one. Now we got 10?
Who?
Richie? Fair enough.
So here's 10 different categories, and he's going to break it down. And what he did is he developed a scoring system based on each one of these 10 categories. Out of 10 is the way he did it, which makes sense. So we look back over the last 10 years, noticed some patterns or some trends, and then he scored them out of 10. And we're going to give you the Masters winner. So
I'm interested in how the scoring works on this.
yeah, and
This is individual. This is not a team sport.
not a team sport. And I thought about this, Tones. It's funny you said that because I thought Tones is usually the one that's the brightest on the show. He always has, like, when it comes to these formula things, he knows, like, he's like, oh, I can see why, and he'll say why, you know?
Okay.
He's logical.
Well, let me.
He is.
My wife doesn't always think so, but
Well, no. But I seriously thought about you here, Tones. Okay, so here we go. First of all, player age. This is category number 1. That Scheffler, Scotty Scheffler, was 27 when he won last year. He became the 7th 20-something. The 7th 20-something in the last 10 years to win.
Okay.
Just 2 out of the last 10 winners win in their 30s. And Tiger Woods was 43 when he got his 2019 win. So what he did was, because 7 of the last 10 were in their 20s. If you're in your 20s, you get 7 points.
Okay, so just being in your...
Right. You're going to start off with 7
see,
points.
I feel like golf, your prime is longer than most other sports, right? I would say. Like
Sure.
your prime range than, say, a basketball, hockey, or football player. But
This is going to illustrate how this works. So then 30s is worth 2 points because 2 out of the last 10 winners were in their 30s. So you get 2 points.
it's a big drop-off than 20s to 30. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't
for
think. I wouldn't think that. I would think 30s would be better because you're more refined as a golfer. But you don't have that physical. You're not running. You're not whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. And then Tiger Woods, like I said, he was in his 40s. So 1 point if you're in your 40s as a Masters, if you're in the field here at the Masters.
Okay.
Next, he says he's going to look at Data Golf World Rankings. So all of the last 10 winners of the Masters were ranked in the world's top 30 at Data Golf.
So top 30.
Yep.
That's still quite a range, though.
That's data golf.
That's Data Golf. And then 8.
You know why it's data golf, Jimmy?
Do I know why it's Data
Yeah.
Golf? Probably because it takes into account the Live Tour and
Correct.
yeah.
So
Don't fuck with me.
I'm just trying to help you clarify for
You
the
thought I
fans
would.
out
You
there.
thought I would have known that.
Come
Joe.
on.
Yeah. And then
Enlighten the audience.
I'm pretty sure you watched the same segment on VSiN that I did.
actually, I didn't watch. I don't think I read this. That's the only reason why I do it. Yeah.
You're a reader?
And then 8 of those. 8 of those. 8 of the last. And the winners, 8 of the last 10, they were in the top 20. So 8 points if you ranked 1 through 20 at Data Golf, and then 2 if you ranked 21 through 30.
That's a big drop off, though.
Yeah.
So you could be 20 and you get 8 points, and then 2 if you're 21.
If you're 21.
That's a big.
Only
show.
because 8 of the last 10.
Okay.
Yeah. See how that works? All right. Then we're going to look at Masters appearances. So no first timer has won Augusta since Fuzzy Zeller in 1979, if you can believe that.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, right? 8 of the last 10 had played in at least 3 Masters. And Spieth and Willett, not a golf guy necessarily.
Willett is
Willett.
going back to the 1940s, I believe.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yes.
Old timer.
I believe so.
No, it says 2016.
That I'm
So you
wrong.
mean the 2016s?
No, there was a
Did
guy.
misspeak?
There's a movie that they made in the 20 years ago about caddy who ended up winning the U.S. Open, and his name was Wimet. He was French.
Okay.
He was American because he was born here.
Gotcha.
And,
Not deportable at that point.
Was it played by Adam Sandler? No.
No.
Or am I confusing movies? Okay.
Gosh, no, it wasn't Adam Sandler. It was the kid. God, this guy's sort of famous. It's not Haley Joel Osment. It's not. This guy's real famous. Not real famous, but he's famous enough that I should know his name.
Okay.
But I don't know his gosh damn name. I don't even know the name of the movie.
It's a good story. Good story.
Carry on, Jim.
So go,
I might.
audience, go look up that movie. And
I'm gonna
and
look it
watch
up while Jimmy does some more bull spitting.
Yeah. So if you've been to the Masters 3 or more times, you're getting 8 points. If you're on your first or second appearance, I'm sorry, if you've been there prior 1 or 2 times, you
So
get 2 points
Experience in
in the
Okay,
Masters.
I'm just trying to think compared to other tournaments.
Well, here's
How
the
much
thing,
is the
Jones.
difference when you were
The Masters is always played at the same place.
Okay, that makes so.
That's the only major that's like that, right?
So you're getting a feel practice.
Yes.
If it's your third time around, you're getting you got some experience on that course. Okay,
Plus, it's a tradition unlike any other.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's what the commercials tell me.
Francis Ouimet.
Francis Ouimet.
And the name of the movie?
Okay. It's not at the top of the page.
Is The Greatest Game Ever Played.
I think I've heard.
Hey, Big D beat you to it. He said the greatest game ever played.
And it's starring Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, that guy.
Pretty big.
He's a little loco in real life, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
He's got some issues.
Yeah, but it's a good movie.
Transformers.
If you like golf
And
movies,
Dom also
I'll tell you
said
what.
Shia LaBeouf.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good thing Dom's here.
Yeah.
We'd be in a real pickle. All right, so Masters appearances. We just said
Keep
that.
an eye on that fever.
Here's
You
number
don't
4.
want that going
number
up
4.
any higher.
Best Masters finish. So 7 of the last 10 Masters champs had posted a previous top 5 in the Masters. And the 3 players in the last decade who didn't deliver a previous top 5 have managed a top 25 or a best 38th. Okay. So a top 5 will get you 7 points of scoring. 6 to 25th will get you 2, and a 26 to 40th will get you
Now,
1.
is it for our audience? Is there a hard cap on the amount of players in the Masters?
It's the smallest field of any major for sure.
Is it the same amount every year? Is it?
Because they do have amateurs in it, so it might be 1 or 2 different every year. But I don't know what that number is.
We should probably know this, but the cut for the Masters is what?
The cut at the Masters is what?
Yeah, I'm looking to you because you're a golf guy. You usually bet the golf.
Isn't it the same rules? 10 strokes between the last guy and the leader.
I don't know,
So
maybe-
if the
maybe
leader
so-
is at 7 under, then it's all the way down to 3 over. So anybody that's in that range gets to the play on Saturday. Now, if the guy that's in the lead is 10 strokes above the second place guy, they have a certain number, and that's probably the number we would like to be able to tell people here. But I don't know what that is. 60? That's probably too much.
Intriguing. I should probably know that. Probably should have thought about this ahead of time.
I'll look it up.
Hey, look it up. Okay. Number 5, we're halfway through this. The best all-arounder, I'm sorry, not the best, but a good all-arounder at Augusta. So this is important. 8 out of the last 10 champs had ticked off at least 5 of the 6 categories before winning. Okay, 5 of these last 6.
Of these categories.
Yep.
Okay.
8 out of 10 was top 20 in driving distance.
Driving this.
8 out of 10, top 20 in driving accuracy. 8 out of 10 had ranked 12th or better for greens in regulation. 8 out of 10, top 20 for scrambling. 7 out of 10, top 20 for putting averages. And 8 out of 10 in the top 10 for ball striking. So if the player ticked off 5 or more of the boxes above, it's going to be 8 points. Or 1 through 4, they're getting 2 points. Tones, that make sense to you?
Yeah, I can see how those when you lump up together,
Yeah.
that definitely going to increase your odds, right? I mean,
Previously played the course well, I guess. On all metrics, not just Bubba Watson, I think, was.
just not handpicking one stat. It's quite a range of statistics there.
Yeah.
AI here tells us that the 2025 Masters field includes 95 golfers. However, there is a cut after the second round.
Well, I don't know if we need AI to tell us that.
Where the top 50 players plus ties advance to the weekend.
So
Okay.
it's
So
the amount
50
of
plus
players.
ties.
It's not
Now-
a stroke.
Now, somewhere in presumably Metro Detroit, Rich is saying right now, practice. You want to talk about practice, not the game? Practice. You heard AI, folks.
Yeah, AI is really all that matters. This one I'm not a big fan of, but here it is. You're not the defending champ. So only 2 defending champions since 2007 have even managed a top 10.
Yeah.
It's a hard back to back.
Oh, it's a hard back-to-back. It's hard to get in the top 10.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever won back-to-back since 2007.
Yeah. It's
But
tough.
what are you looking at me funny here?
That's
I fact-checked
17
this
years
last-
ago. Now
But
it's-
does that
now
surprise you
8.
though? Does that surprise you though? Saying that it's on the same course, and somebody that won the year before wouldn't have some form of advantage.
Yeah, and not to even manage a top 10.
It's not.
It's pretty
And they're
amazing,
not
right?
changing courses. I mean, like you would think that person would have
Well,
a decent shot, right?
If I was to tell you that Scotty won it 2 of the last 3 years,
but not consecutive.
you know, what's the difference?
Did he last year? He tied for 10, I think, didn't he?
He won it last year, yes.
Or 2 years ago. I'm sorry. I mean, the one in between.
I don't know, but according to what you just said, he did not finish in the top 10.
Yeah,
right?
maybe not. Yeah, that's true. So only Nicholas, Faldo, and Woods have managed a back-to-back Masters, and Woods was the last one in 2002. So basically, you get 10 points if you're just not the defending champ.
Wow. So you're getting rewarded for not being.
Yeah, for not being the defending champ. Recent form. So 7 of the last 10 had a top 12 in a stroke play event in the same month or in the previous month as the Masters. So March or April, you had a top 12 finish in a stroke play event. And they have to adjust this for live. So they're going to use either a top 6 or a top 12 finish in a live event. So if you finished a top 12 in the PGA, you're getting 7 points, or top 6 in a live event, you're getting 7 points. A 13 to 30 in a PGA event or a top 12 in a live event, you're going to get 3.
Makes sense. You're hot, right?
Sure.
It's an individual sport, so it's all on you. So that makes sense. You're in the groove, and I can see how that could spill over to another tourney. So.
Absolutely. This one I think kind of goes along with this a little bit. You're a winner in the current year. So in 2025, so Scheffler, Rahm, Johnson, Garcia, Willett, Spieth, and Watson all had a victory before landing the victory in Augusta in the year, in 2020, whatever year they won their respective tournament. So 7 out of the last 10 had already banked a win earlier in the season. 2 of the other 3 had delivered a top 5 ahead of their win, while all 10 out of the last 10 had managed at least a top 15 in a tournament in that same year. So winner gets 7 points. If you finish 2 through 5 in a prior event in the same year, you get 2. And a 6 through 15 finish gets 1. Kind of goes along with recent form, but maybe a little bit deeper into recent form. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. And then last year's finish, this is number 10. 7 out of the last 10 Masters winners hadn't cracked the top 10 in the year before. Do you believe that?
Haven't cracked the top 10 of the year. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's a little surprising.
That's right. So if you played but you didn't finish top 10, that's 7 points. And if you finish top 10, you're getting 3 points because 3 of them had.
I don't think I've seen a scoring system like this where you're getting penalized for being good in the previous year.
Right.
It's like reverse psychology, but
I think I might have missed one here too somewhere. I'm trying to find that. Oh well.
So you get penalized points for being good the previous year, but I guess it makes sense if nobody's repeating and whatnot. So
yeah. Let's take a look at the leaderboard based on this again, courtesy of Dave Tyndall Golf on X. Straka 62 points. Cantlay and Schauffele 63 points. Tommy Fleetwood and Aberg, 64 points. Hovland and Minwoo Lee, 67 points. Rahm, Matsuyama, and Shane Lowry, 68 points. Morikawa, 69 points. And based on this formula, the winners should be either Rory or Russell Henley. American.
So now, question: when the scoring with the scoring system, how likely this is back tested years, right? I guess like last year
It did not correctly call it last year.
but where those say the top 10 in points that were doled out, how many of them actually finished in the top 10?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And I did not look at that. But I will say I blindly bet Russell Henry in every way possible. I landed it a top 20, a top 10, a top 5, and a win. And I don't think I'm gonna have to look here.
What was his odds for the win?
It was plus 5,000, I want to say, to win.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get the leaderboard up here. Here you go. And I already had a Rory bet in, so it's let's see, where did he finish? Oh boy. I haven't had a chance to look at this. Not good. Where you at here, Henley? Oh, boy. Hey, he's way down the list. That probably wasn't awesome.
That's thinking.
But I think, let's see. Where is Rory on here either?
Henley finished 10 for 90th.
Tied for 90th?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Perfect. This is working out really well.
So he wasn't in last.
No.
So that
Look on
doesn't.
the bright side. You're not in last.
Second to last.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So that doesn't qualify for a cut, right? To make the cut.
As of right now, he needs to get on his horse.
Yeah, he's got to get going. It's only been one day, though. One day. You can't, determine a golf tournament on the first day.
We do that at the second day.
Yeah, second day. He's really got to get it going tomorrow.
You're riding that horse out of town.
How about Rory? Where's he at?
Rory?
Yeah.
The Rohrmeister.
Rory McIlroy. Not to be confused with Ray McElroy.
Is he a British fellow or like Irish, or Scottish?
I think he's Irish.
Irish.
Still not seeing him.
Oh, no. He was up there earlier today.
I must have
We were
passed
watching
him, Jimmy.
Yeah. Keep looking. Pretty exciting. Anyway, Scheffler's tied for second, so we're happy with that outcome.
You got some tickets on Scotty?
I got some tickets on Scotty too.
Nice.
To me, this is the best golf tournament of the year.
For sure.
I think so.
Yeah, it's the most fun.
I would say so.
Small field, same course,
Beautiful course.
beautiful course, short course. Par fives is really what determines the scoring.
Is that a bucket list thing to go to the Masters for you someday?
That would be cool.
I mean, it'd be cool. I don't know if it's a bucket list thing though. I'd rather do
like
other
that-
things.
Like Kentucky Derby is another, I would say,
Yeah.
similar type thing that I would like to go one time, maybe.
Rory was even today.
He was even today.
After shooting a 3 under front nine. Got some bad luck on the amen corner. He double bogeyed. You got a fancy name for 15?
For 15?
Yeah. Let's call it the walkabout.
Yeah.
He doubled on that, and he was 5 over on the back.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Not good. But in any event, one more thing to talk about here that's betting related. And we're going to follow this, and we're going to see how these shape up at the end of the weekend here, as far as that formula. I don't have the confidence in it as I do in Gil's formula, but
3 over on the back.
To me, individual stuff it's tough because it's just you, like a team. You know, you could have a couple players not playing up to par, but you could still carry. Individual. If you're off, you're off. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You don't have a hard time betting hockey all-star game events?
No,
the best thing Tones ever did. Connor McDavid to win everything, and he just won everything.
Won.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
Oh, by the way, we should open the phone lines while we're doing this. That phone number to call into the numbers, guys. There it is. It's on your screen right now. Of course, I can't see that. The phone number is 717-TNG Talk, also known as 717-864-8255. Because we're going to talk a little bit about golf betting going on here, continuing on. Dead heat rules. D-Dub knows this. He's gotten burned on some dead heat rules before.
I want to hear about that heat rules.
You know about dead heat rules, Tones? These will F you right in the B.
Not much.
Yeah, F you in the A if you're not careful.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, so make sure you know your book's dead heat rules. So most books, they have a dead heat reduction on payouts for finishing positions, a.k.a. place bets, in the event of a tie. So if you're going to bet Colin Morikawa to finish in the top 10, and there's a tie, which there certainly is all the time, there's going to be some dead heat rules or reductions are going to be applied to that. And they also apply to round leader and 3-ball bets. D-Dub, before I get too far into this, do you want to maybe tell a story, or Tones, you have a story?
Well, so when you're betting at like a top 10 finish, and so they're tied, say they're tied for 7th, but is that they add up to see if there's 10 players total. So if there's like 4 tied for 7th, they could get.
You're not going to get the full. No, because
there's an adjustment.
Yeah.
That's essentially right.
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 tied for that spot. So
you get reduced odds.
Yeah.
They still pay you, but it's reduced.
you
odds.
get 4 wins and 1 loss, I believe. Right, Jimmy?
It depends on the book. We're going to talk about that. But I'm going to say that Tones is the brightest guy on the show because nobody wouldn't have known that. I'm going to give that to Tones.
I don't know that heat stuff.
Brightest on the show.
No.
The Deuce. I'm going to open this Deuce Bigelow.
I'm just
real
asking,
quick.
but I just ask
Nobody's
questions.
disagreeing with you.
I just ask questions.
I'm going to open this real quick. All right, so let's talk about dead heats. And if you're going to be betting the Masters, you may be betting 3 balls. Maybe you're going to be betting leader after 1. But for the most part, these are going to come into the place bets. So you're going to bet on X player to finish top 5, top 10, top 20, top 40, whatever it might be.
Whatevs.
So here you go.
I'm not book smart.
No.
I know the street.
You're just tax code smart.
I just want to say this is DraftKings, and it used to be that BetMGM was the only place that really didn't have dead heats. So whatever the odds were, and you bet that player to be in top 10, ties didn't matter. But nowadays you got at least pre-flop. I'm not sure if it happens after the first. DW, you know this? You're more of a
I
golf
don't know
bettor.
the answer
Okay.
to that question.
But if it says here including ties, this is a screenshot from DraftKings. If it says including ties, then there is no dead heat reduction. But you're going to pay for that. I'm going to show you why here in a minute. So right now we got DeChambeau plus 150. So if he finishes in the top 10, you're going to get 1.5 to 1. However, you can see on this screen, this is just top finish, no including ties. If you're willing to accept a dead heat reduction, you'll get plus 180, so 1.8 to 1. Right?
Yeah.
So there's a cost to that.
Let me ask you this, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you could comb through and see that MGM had the best odds for a top 10 finish on a player,
2.8 to 1. Yeah.
would you? That would have to be a positive EV play, right?
If MGM had the best odds,
Yeah.
for sure. It would have to be. Yeah, because there's not going to be any reduction if there's a tie.
That's something we should probably do every Wednesday night.
When the rare occasion I do bet golf, it's always at BetMGM. But I just wanted to make people aware because it used to be that MGM was the only place that really had it. Mm-hmm. But now you got DraftKings has it, as well as here's FanDuel. So you can see here it says including ties for a top 10 finish, at least in Michigan. That's the way it is. So again, DeChambeau is plus 140 to be in the top 10. But if you wanted it where it doesn't say including ties, it's plus 180. So make sure you know that.
Okay.
Right?
That makes sense.
You gotta know your book's dead heat rules. The dead heat reduction calculation, it depends on the book. So there's 2 ways that they're going to calculate this. Either the odds are reduced, which is one way to do it, or part of your stake is lost. And I'm going to show you the difference between the two coming up here. So make sure you read your sportsbook rules, as they're going to differ by jurisdiction and by book. I can tell you FanDuel here in Michigan versus FanDuel in New York, they have different calculations on this. So make sure you're looking at your books. Just read the sportsbook rules. They're published. And
Do you know why that is, Jimmy?
that's going to vary by book.
No,
Yeah.
why FanDuel would have different rules from Michigan to New York?
Probably different regulations in each state.
You know it's a 51% tax?
Oh, I know that.
In New
I
York?
could see that. They gotta take a little more slivers here and there in New York, right?
A little more.
And I'll tell you what, we're supplementing here in Michigan that tax in New York. I'm sure we
Which
are.
I don't like that.
No, we could probably get better odds if it wasn't for New York.
They're like New York's like another country screwing us on
Yeah.
tariffs.
Screw
Concrete
it.
jungle, something.
I heard there's a FanDuel tariff coming to town on Bet's Place in New York. Did you catch that?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be funny. It's true. Sometimes the truth isn't funny. Here's an example.
hurts.
Here's an example. All right, so let's assume that you bet $100 on DeChambeau to finish in the top 10, plus 180 at both FanDuel and DraftKings, right? So they're both at plus 180. We're going to pretend you put $100. The bet's going to pay you 280, which is the 180 plus your stake. Get your stake back. Medium rare.
Don't you wish Rich was here right now?
Rich?
Yeah, you'd talk about steak for a bit.
Yeah. Well, he was at that place.
Texas steaks. That's what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
He finishes the Masters tied for 8th with Rahm, Fleetwood, Thomas, and Minwoo Lee. So to get a 5-way tie for 8th, that's the way
She's
this
good.
ends. Minwoo Lee?
Yes.
She?
Yes.
I think it's a he.
Oh,
It's okay.
that's different.
They don't do testing in Asia.
So here's an example. So remember, we got a 5-way tie. So at FanDuel, according to things, they're going to reduce the stake. So since 5 golfers are tied, 4/5 of your stake is lost. Okay? 1/5 of your stake, because that's you got one of those 5 is you. 20% of your stake is going to remain.
Only 20. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Are you guys aware that there's a bone-in ribeye at Texas Roadhouse?
I am. I saw it the other day.
Is
Yeah.
it pretty good?
I didn't get
Right,
it.
so
You didn't try
It was
it.
tempting, though.
he tied for 8th, and there's 5.
There's 5 people in that position.
So it shouldn't be. So 8, 9, 10. So it shouldn't like 3.
Fucking A-tones, you are so right.
Okay.
You're so right. Okay. So here's the thing. So if you read the FanDuel's help page, which gives you the explanation of dead heats, this is the way it's described. If you look in Michigan's rules, you have it right.
Okay.
It's impressive that you would be able to even be paying close enough attention to what I'm talking about to know that.
Okay.
Hard.
Yeah.
It's very, 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 very
That's why
hard.
on this, that's a Who song. You're gonna see later. I'm gonna link this, but this is the way FanDuel explains it, which reads a little bit different than their sportsbook rules here in Michigan.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with what their explainer on this.
Explainer.
Right. All right. So 20% of your stake remains. The remaining $20 is paid at the original odds of 180. So your payout is $56 on your $100 bet, meaning you lost. Who wants to do that math real quick?
So you lost 44.
44 bucks. Right. So you had 5 golfers. So 4 of the 5 golfers didn't win, essentially. 1 of the 5 did. So you have a stake of 20%, 1/5. Remaining $20 paid at the original odds of 180. Your payout is $56. And that is the link, support.fanduel.com/article/what is dead heat grading. Because I know Daryl's had D-Dubs had a situation where he lost money on a dead heat.
That's a bummer.
Still a little
I'm a little sour.
butt hurt from that.
Yeah, still a little butthurt from that. But that is the way that they say that they calculate it. Although, again, if you look at the sportsbook rules, if you're in Michigan, it's calculated slightly different, more like what Tones is talking about at FanDuel. So I think you're right. That's the way it should be calculated.
Right. I would.
Right.
I would think so. Right.
Right. And now if you look at DraftKings rules for Michigan, they're going to reduce your odds instead of taking part of your stake. So first thing you got to do is you got to convert the original American odds to decimal odds. It was plus 180. That's equals 2.8 if you're going to convert that to decimal. Then you have to divide the number of tied participants, which is 5, by the number of remaining finishing positions. This is what you're saying, Tones. So there's an 8th position, a 9th position, and a 10th position. So the new odds become 1.66.
Okay.
Then you're going to divide your original odds, 2.8, by the result, the new odds, which is 1.66. And that gives your actual new odds of 1.69. Then your payout is your stake times the new odds, which is 100 divided by 2.1. So $210. Actually, I fucked that up. It should be times 1.6. It should be $166. Yeah.
Which is the better result.
Which is a better result.
Yeah. Than the FanDuel deal.
Right. So the idea is, this is so weird, but if the FanDuel's explainer is correct, and I've never bet golf at FanDuel, so I can't speak from experience, then you're getting really, really hosed by betting at a FanDuel versus betting at a place that will reduce the odds versus reducing the stake itself.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. So really, the moral of the story is read your
Is this
sportsbook's rules.
a relatively unique thing that varies widely from sports books?
Really,
'Cause
anything.
I think most things are pretty similar. This seems like something that's kind of a oddity, like outside the general norm. That there could be major differences.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing horse racing, auto racing, anything where there could be a X finish, then it's going to apply, right? Because anything where there's a capacity for a tie.
Yeah, that's true.
When there's only so many spots, they plan on paying out. So they plan on paying 10 spots out.
Is there ties though in racing? Probably not.
Like horse racing?
Yeah, horse racing, car racing, anything.
Probably horse racing's probably probably pretty few.
It's hard to have
between.
Usually you'd say one by a neck or it's a photo
Yeah.
finish.
I guess that's true. But anything where there is the ability
low.
for a tie. And in golf, it's, what is it, on a 2-ball, you could have a tie, right, where nobody wins. Mm-hmm. You divide it by half then at that point.
To answer Tone's question, yeah, it's pretty much golf.
Yeah, a lot of golf, though. I
much
think
golf.
golf is the one, right? Yeah.
Yep. Golf
So
five.
anyway, just be aware of that. If you bet at BetMGM, at least in Michigan, they don't have such an option. So it's going to be, you're going to have lower odds. Lower odds, shorter odds. But you're not going to have any dead heat situations. You got to
There'll
compare.
be no adjustment afterwards.
No adjustment.
MGM. So if you want to know what you're going to win, if that happens,
Right.
go with MGM.
Go with MGM.
Okay.
And that's always where I
no
place my golf
surprises.
bets. Anytime I bet on golf, I bet at MGM. Just to make it easy.
Right.
Smart.
Yeah.
You think golf is the most heavily bet sport by people that like to gamble with an edge?
I wonder.
Because it seems like not a lot of people bet it that right? But then if you watch like the Vegas Statistics and Information Network,
Yeah.
it seems like some of the, there's definitely an audience for it. But I think obviously like football is something that everyday Joe wants to bet on.
Yeah.
But I think the golf, pretty statistics driven. Like you're looking at certain metrics, and just like your formula you came up with here. Is this interesting? Probably not. But I
think you're right,
I wonder if
though.
that's the case.
That's a good question. Because what's his name? That's a big golf guy. A lot of those
Wes
guys.
Reynolds?
Not Wes Reynolds. The guy with like the
Kelly
red.
Bidlin?
He's not a VEASAN guy.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
is it Dave Trillian?
No, he has the Calcutta. They host the Calcutta every year.
Yeah, who is
The
that?
big one. I can't think of his name right now. Shit. Anyway, well-respected sports bettors. They put a lot on golf. But it's not, first of all, you got 2 balls, you got 3 balls. There's a lot of markets to bet that are like, you want to do it. Have you done a 3-ball bet?
Not today.
Just in general, though, you have? Or it's just there's 3 people who's going to win.
So you're
over
betting on the foursome, right? For the day? Or the 2?
You're betting
first 2
3 out of the
days?
4. It could be today. It could be for the tournament. Like which player beats
Yeah.
the other 2. Yeah.
No, but the man with the wooden shoes likes to do that way.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not a big golf bettor. I bet top 10s, top 5s, whatever that is, occasionally. But I think this one's interesting. I think the Masters is interesting. So, All right, let's move on. We're at 1 hour and 30 minutes roughly. If anybody wants to call in, again, that number. If you maybe have a Masters betting experience or just a golf betting experience in general. That number, 717-TNG-TALK. Again, that's 717-864-8255. Or, of course, you can text in TNG Live 007, the original phone number of the numbers, guys. TNG Live 007, 864-548-3007. Or feel free to join us in the chat. Let's take a look at our lifetime top pick performance. There's been some interesting things happening.
Adjustments or no?
Some adjustments. Not quite an overtake of position, but couldn't be much closer.
I had a tad movement. Nice.
Yeah, you did. Richie down 19.41. Dub down 12.52. Tones almost within 1 unit. And I got to say, Tones has the picks this week. He's the only one.
I only have picks.
You're the only guy with picks.
Okay.
I'm thinking
No
about putting,
tennis going on right now.
I'm thinking about putting one in now. How many units did you bet this week?
5 units.
Damn, I can't do that many.
Tones, he lit it up. I was like, oh fuck, it's all Tones. So D-Dub down 13.61. I am still barely positive now at 0.4, and as a group, down 45.14. Are you gonna put one in?
I'm gonna put one in now, and
Okay.
if I can't do it on the phone, you'll just let it go through. I'll put it in after the show.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Anthony,
These are the top picks.
These are the top picks. Again, this is going to be the Tones show.
Okay. I'm going in order here.
Here we go.
So I have no visual, but I'll. So first we got the Tigers
You've been hot lately, Tones.
Okay, and I'm gonna try to keep it rolling here. So I like the Tigers didn't win last game, but I like how they've been playing. Pitching has been very solid. Bats are a little better than we were expecting. A little more power, and Reese Olson, I like if he's pitching tomorrow at the Twins. I like that -1.5 there at a +152 payout. So,
Twins have been sucking.
yeah. The
Not
Tigers,
good.
all of a sudden, are like running away with the division way early, but I know I'm not getting ahead of myself, but Tigers starting off way better last season, and it seems like Cleveland's taking a step back, and I just think the Tigers should be the clubhouse leader for the division
Yeah.
this year.
Can you believe our batting? The
Yeah,
offense we've
that's-
had this year? It's Torque's turned it around.
Yeah, Torque, like people wanted to jettison him out the end of last season, say trade him away, cut him, whatever. And all of a sudden he's rejuvenated, and yeah, maybe we're getting the potential that we were hoping for a couple years ago. So
And this is without torpedo bats on top of it.
we don't have Torpedo,
Don't even-
and we're missing a couple bats too. We got
Javi
Meadows,
Baez?
yeah, Meadows, our center fielder there's hopefully coming back soon, and a couple other bats that just going to give us more depth in the lineup. So
I hear you.
next I got I think Pirates at the Reds. Not a big fan of Pirates outside Skeens pitching, which he is not pitching tomorrow. And I like the pitching matchup here for the Reds at home. Again, I like the -1.5 in certain situations, getting that extra juice on the payout +128.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that wasn't on the screen down there.
Yeah, it's okay.
I just figured it
No,
out.
it's
Okay,
not
there you go.
Okay.
I got it now.
And two good offenses, Blue Jays, Orioles. I like the over 8.5 on this one. Traditionally, the last, I would say, 10 years, two of the better offenses in the league there. So
All right. The BJs and the Orioles got more baseball. Baseball tones.
I did very baseball heavy this time around. Again, a White Sox, as we've seen against the Tigers, I think they're going to be, White Sox are going to be near as bad as they were last year, which was historically bad. Favorable matchup pitching wise for the Red Sox. Again, I'll take that -1.5 there, and getting a +112. And Angels are probably one of the worst 3 or 4 teams as well. They're going to Houston. Good pitching matchup for the Stros here. Again, I'm taking the -1.5 there with a +126. So I'm swinging for some extra juice, trying to find lopsided matchups and where that extra half a run winning will give me a nice payout on the back end. So
I like that. I like those tones. I'm gonna bet those actually.
we'll see what shakes out.
Yeah, made a lot of sense to me. Dub, you have anything to add? I know you got a picking.
I got a pick. Yeah, I like that Tones is thinking about the Pirates without thinking about them playing without Skeens.
Yeah, I mean Skeens. Yeah, I wouldn't bet against them when he's pitching, but every other time, they're not that great.
So you're taking? Is that your pick?
No, my pick is.
Oh, is it in?
Let's see if you can hear it.
$9.99. Try Domino's new Parmesan.
That's not it.
Oh, Parmesan stuffed
Son of a
stuffed crust
biscuit.
pizza.
You just made me hungry.
Let's learn how to pronounce the name of this Swedish golf player. For more names from golf, make sure to stay tuned.
Stay
It
tuned.
didn't say it.
What's the age?
I use the same thing for.
Pronounces his name as Ludwig Oberg.
Oberg.
Yeah. His name is spelled Ludwig Aberg,
I thought it was Aberg.
but it's pronounced Ludwig Oberg. 6-1 right now. And
6-1.
Where did he rank on your
On your Ken Palm rankings.
Okay, these aren't mine. Just so you know, in case it doesn't win.
Thought this your point
I don't want to be
system.
responsible for it.
Thought you created this one night.
No, this was not me. Let's see, 64. was his
64.
point. So he's
right
yeah,
there,
he's
and you can get him right now. 3 shots off the lead, along with
I saw him golfing there earlier today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's been pretty hot over the course of the last 4 months, and I don't see why we should believe he's not as capable as Russell, whatever his name was.
What's the statistic on Nordic golfers winning the Masters?
We have to
It's
ask
never happened.
the guy.
It's never happened.
Has it never happened?
It's never happened.
By the way, that article does go on to say that the American, what was his name again? The guy I just bet my life savings on to finish.
Russell Henley?
Henley, yeah.
No relation to Don.
No, but 6 out of 10 were Americans. So he used that as a tiebreaker. So his theory
Oh, if
was
it's a
that,
tiebreaker.
yeah,
Not getting
'Cause it was
points,
tied.
but it's a tiebreaker.
right. All right, let's. I got nothing, by the way. No women's tennis
bets?
going on. No. I was going to do some Masters. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really a golf bettor.
No Polish table tennis. No.
No, I did look, but there is not a single WTA event going on until next week.
There's
Wow.
there's nothing going on right now?
No,
Monte Carlo?
that's done.
Who won?
I don't know. But it's done.
So they're actually off. I don't know if that's ever... Does that really happen?
Yeah, there's some weeks where there's just nothing. Yeah, I think the 14th, everything starts up again. I think it might be a 250 event and a 100 event, possibly. Mm-hmm. Going off on the 14th.
And the next ladies' major is?
We're at Australians done French.
It took you a long time to come up with
Sorry,
that
yeah,
response.
Clay season.
So
That's
French,
shocking.
French is the next.
I'm not sure you're my go-to
Female tennis.
WTA
I got it right, did I? What?
guru
Hey, Rich.
anymore.
Hey, Rich. What's the next women's tennis event major coming up? Rich, any idea? You fuck.
Oh,
I love Richie.
I can tell.
I was doing that was for comedic effect.
With friends like you, who needs friends?
That's right.
Are you miffed that he proposed to Lauren and not you?
No, I'm happy you proposed to Laura. I love Lauren. She's one of my
This
favorites.
is Trump's America, anyways.
Well, let's not go there now.
We don't talk politics on this show.
I am going to pull up the WTA just to make sure I didn't miss something. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to unlock my
Who is
WTA
that gal?
experience. I shut it off without looking at it. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, 14th, April 1st. Yeah, there's nothing. The Porsche Tennis Grand Prix. You got a 500 event actually, and then a
They have
125.
they have a
event.
tennis Grand Prix. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's in Stuttgart, Germany,
Stuttgart. Yes.
Portugal, and France. So quite a bit next week, but nothing this week. Nothing shaking. So there you go. All right, let's do some trivia answers, guys. Question
Exciting.
was, who was the oldest player to win the Masters tournament? And
Anthony?
put this here on the
I
screen.
did respond to just for fun answer.
We ready? Tones, what's your
Jack was a character played by Robin Williams in a 1995 movie about a man with the mental aptitude of a 12-year-old.
Okay.
Jack.
Jack. I think Tones probably meant Jack Nicklaus.
Okay.
We're going to accept that.
Well,
think
I
that's
think
what I was
that's a good guess. He was 46 years young when he won in 1986. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But that's not what I went with, Tones.
You went to Phil?
I'm
Lefty?
going with Phil. You know why?
The lefty.
Because I kind of remember this from
How old was he when he won?
I think he might have been older. I think he might have been close to 50, if not.
Okay.
But then again, he's only like 53 now,
And how many years ago did he win?
and it's been a while. So
Been a while.
I think I talked. I did
We have
a
to whip that-
Tones
We're gonna hit the
and talk through it.
abacus.
And I should have done that
Abacus.
before I voted.
Yeah.
I voted my conscience, and I went with filthy.
Never do that. There is a winner tonight. It was Jack. It was Jack.
Very
D-Dub.
good.
I thought I heard that at some point that he was the oldest, but I was just
I knew his age. I just thought
I
maybe.
You
Wait.
did. You knew that exactly.
I was just
Leading
banking
in the
on
year.
yeah. Well,
when you think of longevity in golf, I think Jack, right? So
Sure,
so I just went with that.
You know, he hadn't won since like 81 or 82 when it was a U.S. Open, I think. Jack turned 50 in 1990.
Wow, man.
him and Lee Trevino hit the senior tour and took it by storm. But I do remember 1986, and I was able to back it out. You think I'd have gotten it right?
Well, yeah, because you knew every detail about it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
see, I know now that Filthy, he's about 53-ish, maybe at
He's
most.
too young.
And he won it probably 10 years ago, and he would have probably been 43. So I was way off.
Only about
I just
10.
remember he wore the green jacket to a Krispy Kreme and ordered some donuts through the drive-through.
He also wore it to a sports book, I'm sure. And,
He's got some demons,
yeah.
to say the least.
Oh,
But
I like that guy. You like Phil?
don't like him.
Why don't you like Phil?
He wants that Saudi Arabian money.
So my other guess would have been Arnie, but I don't know how old he was when he won.
I don't think he's only got 2 or 3 masters. Jack's got 6.
He seemed like he had some longevity in them too, right, Arnie?
Overrated.
Overrated player?
Overrated. He was the
Just because he made his drink.
he was the pretty boy, the popular guy. He was the even into his 60s. He was the number 1. Hello. He was the number 1 in terms of. Hello.
Oh, no. I'm just reading we have a caller.
Oh.
He says, it's Dale. Just wanted to say hi to the numbers guys. Where's the pound key? Because it records what you're saying and it translates it. He's trying to figure out where the pound key was. Where's the pound key? Okay, go ahead. We'll get Dale. Dale, you're going to be on in 1 second.
It's okay. Just carry on.
All right, let's bring Dale in. We got
Dale Dub.
Dale Dub. We thought might be on tonight, couldn't make it. We're sorry to hear that, but Dale Dub, you are now live on the numbers, guys.
Hey, am I on the air live?
You are live, buddy. What's going on?
Oh, man. Hey, long-time caller. Wait, no. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations on the twins. Oh, wait. That's Estonian World. Wait, that's a different show. Hey, I just wanted to say congratulations to another great episode. My daughter had a game, so I was out here in the sideways snow up in Clarkston watching some high school soccer. So that I couldn't quite get down there to see you guys. But is everybody in the house? Is Tones there?
I'm here. Tones is here.
Oh, great. Hey, how you doing, buddy? You
Doing good, Dale Dub. Hopefully you can make it on a show coming up in the near future again.
Oh, I will. Did Rich make it in this week?
No Rich this week, unfortunately.
Yeah, some reason as soon as he got engaged, he's been missing in action. I don't know what happened there.
I think he's got mandatory work days. He's got to burn. You use them or lose them, they say.
Yeah.
But hey, no, I just wanted to say hi to you guys. I wanted to let JT know special. I got a special gift for you.
Oh my God, you have a special gift.
Actually, I do, JT. It's under your desk. If you just reach out down there, you'll probably feel it.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna reach under my desk. You mean this desk or my my other desk?
Right where you're at, right now, right here, right now.
Okay, I'm gonna reach under there. Hold on a second. Hold on. Well, that's not a gift.
Is this like when I'm on a Spirit flight and they tell me to like look under my tray?
I think this is like the Oprah out there saying, "You get a car, and
The car?
you get a car."
I'm not seeing anything under here, Dale.
Like underneath where you're sitting,
Where I'm sitting?
JT
Yeah,
just JT
underneath
just
your desk.
I'm looking underneath my desk. Hold on.
Crawl. You gotta crawl up underneath there.
Jesus Christ! All right, hold on.
Get on your knees.
It took me a lot of effort last night to sneak in there. Yeah.
Oh, there is something. Hold on. Okay, it is legitimately under my desk. Okay, hold on a second. What is this?
It's not like saying she drank you under the table, but she really drank you under the table.
Like literally. All right, hold on. It's in an envelope.
What
here.
is this, a contract or something?
Hold on a second. This might be our big break. Something we've all been waiting for.
Is
here.
this our advertising sponsorship?
Let's see. Oh, what is this for? Did I win something?
It's 200. Hey, 225
Wow.
simoleons to JT for winning the big Kahuna Square. The boys baseball 14-year-old team appreciates it.
You're
Thank you.
shitting me. I won
Use
that?
that money wisely.
Wow, that's a surprise.
Yeah,
you weren't even
225.
aware of that.
I had
it.
no idea. I had no
cool.
idea. Well, thanks. Thanks, Dale. I really didn't even know that happened. I think Daryl might have put this on with a lot of tape. I can't even. There's tape everywhere right now. I don't know what he did here. But that's awesome. Hey, thanks, man.
Hey, make sure you count it. Make sure 2 1/4 is there.
I have a feeling it's a little light, but I think I owe Dale, your brother some money.
You don't trust family members, Dale? There.
I'm just saying, it's a good idea to check.
Yeah, trust but verify. That's what I always say.
Oh, thanks, man.
Trust but verify. That was.
Yeah.
I had no idea. This
was a great line by Ronald Reagan.
Yes,
and we should live by that.
We should still follow that.
We should. Well, hey, man, listen. How about 2 weeks? 2 weeks. You want to be on?
Hey, I'll make it work. I'm just happy to be a part of your show. It's the number one with a bullet, man. It's climbing the charts. Very popular.
Easy. Oh, yeah. There's no question about it. By the way, your boy Putt says Big D on the hot line.
Oh, Putt. You know what? There's nobody better than Putt. The owner, curator of the Hotel Putt Sportsbook and Casino. They did some renovations lately. You guys, you have to check it out. He's a great guy. One of the best right there.
He's got a lean-to in the backyard now.
There is a lean-to back there. I thought you meant he had a lean on his property. No, but he had a lean-to on the garage.
Different kind of lean.
Putter had to describe to me exactly what that was, but it makes a lot of sense. It's fantastic.
Hey, Putt, why don't you text a picture and we can see exactly what we're talking about here.
Well, the next time Rich misses, maybe we can get both Dale and Putt on.
That would be fun. But next time Rich misses might be like 3 weeks from now because he's the most truant numbers guy.
Yeah.
Of all time.
He's an every other weeker guy. He's part-time status.
Yeah, we call him part-timers.
We gave him a lot of PTO in his contract, so
yeah,
he's taking advantage of it.
Hey, I get it. Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your show. Thanks for everything. You guys are fantastic.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for calling in, and thanks for all this money. I'm gonna buy Daryl a cheeseburger tonight with this.
It's exciting.
He might have already taken the cheeseburger money out of it. You have to double check, but enjoy. See ya.
Hey, man. Thanks, buddy.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Have a blessed evening.
That's funny because Daryl said, "I'll buy you a cheeseburger tonight," but yet I'm short.
That's something like Double D would say, given that scenario.
No, don't insult Double D that way. Well, all right. I'm glad Dale Dub called in. I did miss Dale Dub tonight. See, Daryl, you got my hopes up. You said, "Oh, my brother might be able to make it."
He had something going on tonight.
Yeah, no, it happens.
Tickets for Eddie Money opening DTE
Already?
So,
well, okay. 2 tickets to paradise is what we call that. You know what I'm saying? Where did we leave off? All right, so we did Jack Nicklaus. We did
just like Ronnie says.
Just like
be my little baby. Oh, my darling. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. We got to do some shout outs, boys and girls. Let me find the buttons here. It's real easy. We're going to start with Tones this week.
Shout out.
Everybody's favorite neighbor Stacy's big birthday, Saturday night. The big, I don't like giving out ages for women, but it's a big one. The 4-5.
14.
4-5. America's neighbor. Neighbor Stacy. Shout out
Neighbor to
Stacy.
the stars.
Shout out.
Yeah.
That kid next door's got a birthday coming up, too. Isn't that ironic?
Same month.
Neighbors.
Same month, yeah. He said this month he's turning 14.
Shout out.
To Alex from Wyandotte Middle School.
Shout out.
Alex from Wyandotte.
That's your only shout out, Tones?
I think that's it for.
Well, how about I'll shoot out.
What are you thinking of?
I'll shoot out Mrs. Tones for
Shout
bringing
out.
in that beer,
Yes.
even though it didn't really hit my palate the right way. It's cool. I appreciate.
It's a nostalgic play.
That's a cool can. Although I don't know why they would use that orange color that matches sort of the beer.
So, who do you think they had to pay royalties to?
Mike DeLorean.
That's a good question. Yeah. John DeLorean?
Yes.
John
him too.
DeLorean.
So they're the car.
Yeah,
But
let's
is
see
your
if you
car?
can
They got Power Love, which
put it next to your head so people can see it while it's in focus.
Oh,
turn
hit
it,
yourself with it.
turn it that way.
this way.
There you go.
Let's see. No,
Everything's
over here.
backwards in the world of television.
Power of Love.
Yeah.
So, do they have to give Huey a cut? Do they have to give Spielberg?
I don't know.
Zemeckis? Bob Zemeckis?
Yeah, it could be
I'm gonna say
Zemeckis.
they don't have to pay anybody on that. What do
No?
you think? I think it's just some words.
But they're using the likeness of the DeLorean and Power of
yeah,
Love.
Mike DeLorean is probably rolling over in his grave.
Is it really though? Is it really? Let me look at this here. I guess I didn't look that closely at it. Oh, it sure looks like a fucking DeLorean.
Yeah, so
You know,
do you think they're paying like 3 different people for rights for this?
Well, although, is it really a DeLorean? If you look at it, if you didn't associate it with everything else, is that a DeLorean? I don't think
They
so.
don't have the AMC in front. It's 3 white
Right.
squares instead.
Right.
you know where I went to college, there was they called them riots, which I think is offensive.
You talking about when the Sparties won the national
The
championship?
Like couches,
Spartans, yes, they
Spontaneous
not when they
combustion couches.
not when they won the national championship. It was merely when they lost in the Final Four. But
That's right. That's right.
you know what they did do, which I don't sponsor this. And who's to say they were actual students and they weren't some Lansing residents or
Paid protesters.
Grand Ledge
It was
residents?
Yeah. I wonder if George Soros gets involved with
Jackson residents.
sporting protests and,
Probably.
and riots.
It's a Soros thing.
But you know what they did? Somebody did it in this quote unquote riot. They flipped over a DeLorean.
You can't do that.
That's
It's a sin.
No,
right?
that's where I draw the line.
that's rough, dude. You can't do that.
Flipped over a DeLorean.
That's American classic, dude.
I'll give you a quick DeLorean story because I know everybody loves DeLoreans.
No, yeah.
So my dad, shout out.
D.
Well, we got John, by the way. He says Rory and Matsuyama got robbed. And Chris Pena says, "What's up, boys?" See, these guys are all coming in the chat thinking that we got like another 2 hours left to
We
go.
got one more hour, and
Pena, what's up, Quiz?
What's going on, John and Quiz? What's going on? So my dad used to sell cars. That's what he did for a living, right? And
Tank.
at some point, there was a DeLorean in our garage.
No way.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
have pictures of you inside?
I do have a picture of me inside the DeLorean in a showroom.
in a white jumpsuit, like Doc
No,
Brown?
I didn't have that. I
You
didn't
shoulda
have
had that.
But that
I woulda
car
had
was
that.
cool as shit with the gull wing doors and stuff. Yeah.
I think the best aspect was that it was all metal.
Yeah, it was a cool car. It is the Cybertruck of yesteryear, I would say, right?
Did you have a flux capacitor?
This was before the Flux came
That was
out.
before
That
the
was
Flux.
that was 87, I think. The Fluxes,
The
powered
flux
by
was
Flux,
fluxing.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
General Motors guy, I believe, right? John DeLorean.
John DeLorean, I think he was.
I think he was an engineer or something high up
Yeah.
with General Motors, and he didn't really appreciate authority, and just sort of bucked the system a bit.
Yeah.
And then in a coked out stupor one night, he just said,
Yeah. Big Coke guy.
I'm done. And he
Yeah.
went his own way, came out with a pretty cool car, but he had a lot of quote unquote demons.
He came out hot. You know what I mean?
Coming in hot.
I mean, when was that car built? When did that hit the open market?
I want to say 82,
2 or 3?
3, yeah.
And that movie was 85, and by then it was already like, that car's over. It's done.
It was already on the downstroke.
I think when did he die?
91.
Okay, he was still alive.
I'm just using.
Was he able to see Back to the Future 3? That's the big question.
God, I hope so.
I mean, I could be way. He could have died in the 80s. Actually, he fought Authority. Authority always
Because
wins.
that's when they had
fought
the
the law.
DeLorean with the white walls before they sent them to the Wild West.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I guess I don't really know the DeLorean story. I have a book downstairs though.
About John DeLorean?
Yeah. I should probably reread that.
You should reread it.
He was a case study in one of my management classes. He was not, he wasn't a company man.
Where was he from? Where was he born?
That I don't know, but I know he was high up in GM. He must have been like the, I don't know if golden boy is the right word. They knew he was special, but also like, those guys were wearing blue suits and
And he came in like Fetterman.
tight ties, and then he come in with the
With
wide
stainless steel is what
with the
he was
stainless steel wide tie.
Right.
That was
with all
bucking,
arms.
bucking the system.
He would walk in like this.
You should have known that was going to be his design language, but yeah, whatever. By the way, Chris says, better late than never. That's right, Chris. When are you coming back to Detroit, Chris?
ATL.
We'd love to have you on the show to talk about
Oh, we would
Atlanta
love that
sports.
quiz on the show.
Yeah. Do I always shout out to anybody besides John DeLorean, possibly? Oh, I do. My beautiful wife.
Shut up.
Cassie.
She was pissed off today because she just got more of her skin removed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
not fun.
It's miserable.
They just
sounding.
keep picking.
She's got like 3 pounds of skin removed over the last. Yeah,
Do they let you bring that home?
they put it in the jar if you want to take it.
Or what was the guy on one of the Austin Powers movie that he was like keeping his dry skin pieces?
I only saw Gold Member.
Gold member, yes.
Yeah, that was
Member.
the second one, right?
Gold member.
Yeah. So I'll give my wife. She's going to be on next week, skinless.
This is like a Silence of the Lamb thing.
It's weird. It's weird.
We got the Buffalo Bills joining us.
Oh
next
dear!
week.
Yeah.
Who also plays Captain son of a gun. The captain. He plays the captain on Monk.
Kangaroo? No,
Are you aware?
Different one.
No, the Captain Stottlemyre.
Yeah, the guy with the stash.
On
Yeah,
Monk.
Yeah, I know
that's
you're talking about.
that's
I know you're
Buffalo
talking about.
Bill.
I think Buffalo Bill was
Oh,
like.
okay.
Did you know that?
I didn't know.
I think
that.
with
No.
your Buffalo Bill, that's the only role you could ever play. You're done after that.
He played Stottlemyre.
Okay.
And unless Chris makes it to Detroit, next week we'll also feature fiance Realtor Lauren,
Oh, that's
the
exciting.
new and improved Realtor Lauren.
Maybe she can sell us something.
Well, she might give a market update.
Yeah.
A lot of inventory. Actually, not a lot of inventory in
No.
this neighborhood.
Interest rates
heard
bouncing
that,
all over
yeah.
the place.
Yeah.
Inventory's still down.
Yeah. Still down. But Tones, unfortunately, will not be here next week because he's going to be at home giving himself an enema.
Enema of the state.
Just like
Blink 182.
Jack Nicklaus is the Joker, and one of the original Backmen said, "I need an enema."
Now, this town
Yeah.
needs an enema.
Hey, right after he won the golden jacket, the green jacket, he walked over and he said, "I'm gonna play Joker."
Is that what happened?
The sound needs an enema.
This town needs an enema.
Yeah. So if you let me know, thumbs up if you want to see a video of the enema insertion.
No, don't say that because that's going to give us nothing but thumbs down. We're not going to be in the algorithm ever
Our
again.
Middle East fans might like it.
It's for profiling purposes.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fair. Hey, shout out to Chris says, by the way, put the lotion on the skin. There you go.
Put the lotion in the basket.
And shout out to Dale Dub for not even calling in, but then calling in and giving me a bunch of money. Love that shit.
Money.
That's winning.
That's awesome.
Dale
That
Dub.
is
Shut up.
big time
All
winning.
good surprises from Dale Dub.
Yeah. So we'll be
I thought it was going to be a ticking clock under
seriously. How much fucking tape did you put on this thing? It's like sticking to my
there. That
screen.
wasn't me.
You should have took the
Stick it in
Stones
my
minus
hand.
3.5 or whatever they were. So they covered.
How about them Pistons?
How about them Stones?
Hey, the Pistons won.
Yeah, let's see if our
Bet
let's
'em.
give a live update on the numbers, guys,
All right, let's do that before we go. Let's do that
regarding
quick.
what
Yeah.
happened with our bet.
By the
And
way, the
ticket-
bet of the year, which I think everybody that watches has this bet in pocket.
Yeah, the
I've
Stones.
heard it called that. I've also heard it called the Golden Ticket.
A lot of things.
I've heard it called Richie's Choice. I don't know what that means.
I don't think it's going to update that fast at this point.
It is.
Did the Bucks win tonight? I guess or did they,
It's
they
at
played last night?
2.4 to 1. What we pay, what we got down
Okay.
on it as.
That's good. Still a bet of the year. It was a guaranteed winner. You're a winner right now. Even if you cash out at FanDuel, you are a winner. You doubled your money. So I don't know. What more do you want?
You're good.
Yeah. All right. So we
Not
will be
bad.
back. Oh, my wife says you interested. Interested in what?
Yeah. What are we?
Are you talking to me? Who are you
Talking
talking to? You interested? Well, now I got to figure out what she's asking about.
Sure.
I was going to
flattered.
give the piece out here, but
Maybe
now I
even
gotta,
a little curious.
interested. Are you interested? We're such an interactive show. We'll stay on the air until I get an answer on this.
Interested?
You interested?
You interested?
I think
this a puzzle?
I want to say Jacob Dylan is doing a solo show, at Freedom Hill.
With one headlight.
I don't know, but the thing is, he's not allowed to play any of the
No Wallflower songs?
no Wallflowers.
How about his dad? Can he play like Bob Dylan songs?
I love Bob Dylan. If you
No
didn't know that.
shit.
If you didn't know that.
Tones ever give us a description of what Dylan sounded like when he saw him?
I don't know if Tones ever did.
Could you sing a couple for us?
The times they
No. What it actually
change.
sounded like at the show that you saw.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
it was good.
Could you understand any of the lyrics if you'd never heard it before?
You couldn't understand him
Yeah.
before he was 90.
You
I was
can
just-
in the songs on the radio.
Yeah, when he sings on the radio, in live though, he muffles it down. Yeah, but Dylan, great to listen on the radio. In concert, maybe not the best translation there. So, but I love Bob Dylan though. So, American classic. For sure.
Who doesn't, man? I love Bob Dylan. Chris says, bring home the lotion with a lotion bottle squirty thing.
Ooh, what are we talking about?
Mrs. Midwest, she dropped the comment and turned the fucking thing off. She just said, I'm done.
Interested?
Yeah. You interested? I don't know what she's talking about. But anyway, all right. Well, next week, Thursday, there's more. Oh, it's the tack from the envelope.
Oh, my good gracious. Goodness gracious, sakes alive.
7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be back. We're going to do this shit again.
And a lot more estrogen and a little less tones.
Yeah, we're going to miss you,
testosterone.
Tones. We're going to miss you. Hopefully your butt heals well.
I'll send pictures of my stitches.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.